Hey guys, it's good to be with you today. It is September the 30th, and wow, did I just get that holy little on the back of my head, or maybe it was on the shoulder, probably a little nicer, from the Lord. A carpenter is telling, a fisherman is receiving fishing advice from a carpenter, right? So many things we could say about that. But God is asking Peter, an experienced angler. This is a man who has been doing this fishing his whole life. This is his livelihood. He is telling him to do something totally counter to what his humanness is telling him to do, because he's tired, he's exhausted, totally against his better judgment. His experience is telling him, look, we've been out here and we hadn't caught anything. And he has this conversation with God, and I just love that God let us have this little piece of scripture, because this is me. This is me. I wish it wasn't. I wish I was one of those Christians who would say, really? Well, come on, let's go do that. I'm not. I am not. I posed 2 questions, and then as I was posting the notes, a third question came up. All right, so do I waste time and energy trying to reason with God about why what he is asking me to do makes no sense? I mean, is there anyone out there that could have one of those memes that said, you know, those little pictures of that person putting their hands up? I mean, please tell me I'm not alone. How often do I waste time and energy trying to reason with God about what he is asking me to do? What he is asking me to do makes no sense. So, am I doing it? And how often am I doing it? Is this a frequent part of my spiritual journey with him? Is this a lot of my conversation with God saying, this is really not going to work? You guys have heard me say this before. I have this conversation with God at least, no offense to anyone out there that is a supporter of our ministry, involved in our ministry, but at least once a week, I say to him, this is why I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to have a nonprofit ministry. In fact, I really didn't even want to do, when we started back in 2009 with Blog Through the Bible, I didn't even want to do that. Because I don't want to put myself out there and then fail. And it just seems like there has been such opposition, like we can't get traction here in ministry. And I'm just arguing with God. I'll say, this is why I didn't want to do this. Do you remember me saying this is why I didn't want to do this? And we plan this, or this doesn't work, or we plan this, and this is not a success. I waste so much time, and I do it so often. Sometimes I just want him. I wonder if he gives me an instruction, then he sits back and goes to his Father. Okay, just watch this. I'm just going to sit here and listen. Or if he does this, la, 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 la. How often do I miss being awestruck by God because I'm too busy reasoning with him? What have I missed because I have made my decision about whether or not I'm going to obey what God has asked me to do, the crazy that God has asked me to do, based on my humanness and my own limitations and my own thinking and reasoning? What have I missed? I don't want to ever know what I missed, because it would just make me heart sick. I don't know more than God knows about me. I can't tell God that I'm tired and him not already know that I'm tired. I can't tell him I don't have enough money to do that, because he already knows how much money I don't have or how much money I do have. I don't have the skill set for that. He equipped me. He knows whether or not I have the skill set. And really, whether I have the skill set to accomplish this or not, whatever it might be, is not the point at all. My resources, my reasoning, my skill set, I already said my resources, don't have anything to do with it at all. Because God knows more about me than I know about me. He knows more about success than I will ever know about success. And he knows the correct definition of success when it comes to my life and the calling he's placed on it. And he honestly knows about everything, anything, more than I know about anything. He does. He's God. So we just need to throw our nets in the water when he says throw them in the water. Whatever that net might be. It might be starting up some kind of neighborhood supper club. Not even having a whole lot to do about the Bible and Christ, but just, we don't know our neighbors. Let's just start a supper club, and every quarter somebody will host it, and whoever can come can come. Maybe that's it. Maybe it don't have anything to do with showing them the Bible, but it just has to do with just community. I don't know. Where's God asking you to throw your net? Obedience is the right answer. I mean, I was like, that's so good to God. Obedience is the right answer, even if the net is empty when I pull it out of the water. Yeah. Obedience is always the right answer. Even if I pull that net out of the water and there's not a fish in it. Obedience is always the right answer. He will always, well, I don't want to say always, because always is a really big and powerful, weighty word. Most of the time, he's going to ask us to do something that exceeds and transcends our human limitations, our bank account, our skill set, our physical capabilities, our emotional capabilities, our mental capabilities, and our financial capabilities, and our spiritual capabilities. Because when we started this whole thing in 2009, Blog Through the Bible, I knew nothing. I had only read the Bible one time. And I said to him, I do not know the answers to all these questions these people are going to ask me. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. So when God asks you to throw that net in there, in that water, wherever he's telling you to throw it, throw it. And if you come out empty, if you pull it up and it's empty, it doesn't matter. Because you obeyed. You obeyed. And didn't argue with them. I never liked it when my kids argued with me. And when they reasoned with me. Even my answer to my 22-year-old now is, my husband, we say, look, we have lived a lot longer than you have. We have seen a lot more. We can see a lot farther than you can see. God says the same thing to us. Have mercy. Just throw the net in and watch him wow you and wow everyone else. We'll see you the next time on Read Through the Word.